So I bought this trailer the other day and it came with a free snowmobile, if you can believe that. And the kid was very distraught because these trailing arms had broken off and sheared the bolts off that hold them in place because they're soft metal and they might actually be sacrificial. And I did a little welding and got this one out so well that I decided to make a video on the other side. Now, two things: this trailer is very back heavy, so it might flip on me. And two, you can see that there's the sheared off stud. And he had tried to cut a slot in it with a grinding wheel on the other side and bring it out with a screwdriver, and that didn't work. And I'm going to show you with some quick tools and a welder, if you have one, how to do this. First of all, you got to clean that stud up. You want that stud nice and clean, so when you get that arc going, it's not trying to weld through that rust. My only concern doing this was actually welding to the frame of the sled, but it worked out well on the other side. Of course, this side will probably go terribly wrong and won't be able to use this video, and it'll somehow get on the web and I'll look like an idiot. But hey. So there you go. That's cleaned up, and I'm gonna put the camera down, then I'll talk you through the rest. So I didn't want to be that guy that all of a sudden's rolling down the hill. I've been that guy hanging out of my Jeep Wrangler with my foot in the brake before from the passenger seat, and it sucked. So I went ahead and hooked the trailer up to the truck and get down to business. Now you can see what I got here. I've got my cordless Milwaukee M12 Dremel tool, whatever you want to call it. That was for cleaning up. We're not going to use that again. I got the wrench that fits the nut I'm welding on there, trusty Leatherman, gloves, helmet, and I'm using a little Lincoln Pro Mig 140. It's an awesome machine, awesome all-around machine. And if you're thinking about buying one, a welder, definitely a 110 wire feeder will do 80% of what the average person needs to do. Okay, so there was the key thing I was missing when the trailer tipped just a minute ago. That went flying, and we're not going to do anything without that. So yeah, you should be able to see what's going on here. And I know I don't have a welding jacket on and all that. I'm only going to be welding for a minute, and not too worried about it. And you always want to cut your wire off. They teach you this in shop class to cut your wire off, and everyone's like, oh, you don't need to do that. And most of the time you don't. But when you're trying to get the weld to start immediately, and I don't want it balling up in there and becoming a mess, you want to cut that wire every time. So we got that cleaned up. We got our wire cut nice and sharp, so we should get an immediate arc. And that's it. Just gonna hold this guy on here. Okay, back again. Just ground off that little weld I had on there. I screwed up the first time, not being lined up. And this is why you should probably use a jig to hold the nut in place, not your Leatherman. But we're gonna try this again. So you see I lost the weld, and then I wanted to back off, but hey, tacked in, and we're just going to hammer this thing home. Okay, so that thing's cooking, and this side didn't lay on fire, which is good. The other side lit on fire. It's always fun when you know, try to put the fire out, and you know, like I said, this is a free snowmobile, and I'm not too worried about keeping everything too nice. You know, it's not like a 69 Camaro that I'm worried about. And it's mine, so I could really care less. You know, if it was a customer's or something, it'd probably take a little more effort and time. You know, but when you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry. I just want to get this done. It's hot. And hey, here you go. See that? Now, the other bonus is by welding this, and I used a high heat, so I could, you know, only a small contact patch, so I need to penetrate that stud. But by using high heat, I found out online that these are Loctited in, and we liquefied that Loctite, and this thing is coming out. I could undo this with my hand right now, except it was just glowing hot, and I don't want to burn myself or my gloves. This puppy's going to come right out, and that's about textbook for being in a hurry on removing studs with a nut and a welder. And what you get is something that looks like a bolt that you could go ahead and use on something else. So, you know, something I'd throw out there. If you ever need help doing it, let me know. And it's always a great option rather than trying to use an easy out and breaking that off there, or breaking a drill bit, trying to find left-hand drill bits without ornaments. A pain in the ass. This is a lot faster. There's a time and a place for left-hand drill bits and easy outs and all that, but on something like this with Loctite, unless you get in there with the heat, unless you have an inductor where it's you know, no flame, you're gonna start really melting plastics, catching things on fire, and you have to take the whole set apart to keep it from doing that. And as you can see, I'm 10 minutes deep in this project, and we're done. We can go down to the hardware store, get some new bolts, and we'll have this thing running today. Thanks for watching.